What's crack-a-lackin', y'all? Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Jay, and in this video, we are going to be answering more assumptions about me. I did a video like this over a year ago, so we're gonna do it again. I posted on my Instagram, send in, assumptions about me, so we're gonna go off that, and I hope you guys like this video, and don't forget to subscribe. If you haven't already, it would mean the world to me, and let's get straight into today's video. So the first one is that I'm in a healthy relationship finally, and this is true because I feel like none of my previous relationships were really healthy. There was my previous relationship, there was tons of issues, and then relationships before that were a little bit messy. I'm not gonna lie, they were a little bit of a mess. But this relationship that I'm in now with my current boyfriend, JJ, has been literally amazing. I don't know how to describe it. It's been literally amazing. There's been no issues. Communication's definitely strong because I feel like in a relationship, the biggest components to keeping a strong and healthy one is loyalty, trust, commitment, and definitely communication. And my previous relationships, there was no communication, strong ones at least. But in this relationship, there is communication, and we make time for each other, but we also have time for ourselves and for our friends too, which is a pretty healthy thing because you can't just block out everyone just for your significant other. So I would definitely say that I'm in a healthy relationship finally, and this is the healthiest relationship that I've been in. So the next one is that I miss my ex, and to say the least, I do not miss my ex. As I said, I'm in a healthy relationship now. The past is the past, okay? You cannot live in the past forever. And I've learned that definitely the hard way, especially with my PTSD and everything, because I do struggle with PTSD. And as much as it is especially hard for someone with PTSD to let go of things, speaking generally, between night terrors, panic attacks, everything that comes with PTSD, it's going to be hard, but biggest thing is focus on yourself. Focus on the positives. There is always something positive, and you just have to look for it. It could be literally anything. One thing I do that helps me is that I ask myself, okay, what are 5 positives that happened today? It could be something you could ate, you could have ate anything, but I definitely do not miss my ex. I've moved on, to say the least. Plus, it's a new year anyway. We don't need to be stuck over some guy. Okay? Ladies or gentlemen, we don't need to be stuck over our ex. They're our ex for a reason. For a literal reason. There's no need to be stuck over them. And I know it could be definitely hard, but focus on yourself. Do what you love. For me, for instance, piano, pole, you get the point. But also at the same time, as I said, just let yourself heal. You can't just be okay, well, I miss them so much. They're your ex for a reason. Remember that. Everything happens for a reason too. So just keep that in mind. And I know it's way easier said than done, but if I can do it, then you guys can do it. So the next assumption is that I'm popular at school, and that is definitely not the case. I really keep to myself. The only person I talk to at school is my boyfriend, or occasionally my cousin. Usually in the morning because I don't see him any other time. That's at my home school, but in EMS, I do socialize a little bit. I mainly talk to the girl that I sit next to because I can't just not talk to anyone. I don't honestly have problems with anyone, except for, literally 2 people, but that's because they literally did some fucked up shit. But other than that, I don't know, I have really bad social anxiety, and I'm scared to talk to people, and I also have trouble making eye contact with people, believe it or not, so that definitely does not help. And, if someone comes up to me, obviously, I'm going to be nice and everything, and I'm not going to, like, push them away. But also at the same time, not pushing someone away is not promise. With my BPD, my guards are always up, and I always, like, especially when, like, something happens or I'm in an episode, my guards, I literally just, like, build a wall and, like, surround myself in that wall and don't let anyone in. And I distance myself. So that does definitely not help, but no, I'm really not popular at school. I mean, there's definitely some people who know who I am because, some people just can't keep their mouth shut. Not to throw shade, but I mean, it's the truth. And honestly, like, yeah, like, I think about it, like, getting to, like, socialize more at school would be kind of fun because there obviously are some genuinely good people out there. I just have had bad luck in the past, and that does definitely not help. But also, not everyone is bad. And me realizing that took a lot because, as I said, my past experiences. So I, like, yeah, it will be kind of cool to socialize, but also at the same time, it's like, I know it's not going to happen. But, yeah, I'm definitely not one of the popular kids. I keep to myself, as I said. The only person I talk to is my boyfriend at school. Unless someone, like, talks to me or, like, asks me a question, then I obviously talk to them. But other than that, no. So the next assumption is that I hold grudges. And, okay, this one is mixed. I'm not even going to lie. Overall, it just depends on what the person did. If it was really bad, then I'm going to hate them. But also at the same time, you can't hold on to everything forever because when I finish high school, when I move on with my life, when I get married, when I have my own family, none of that is going to matter. Like, sure, like, things have happened, but as I said, like, right now, I'm in my healing era, and it's a struggle, okay? Like, as I said, it's way easier said than done, but, if it was, like, a minor thing, then no. Like, I absolutely don't hold grudges, but if it was, like, top tier horrible, then yeah, I'm gonna have a slight grudge at least until I let go of it. And lately, I've been doing pretty good of letting go of things, whether it's minor, especially minor, or if it's, like, traumatic. So I would definitely say I don't really hold grudges, but sometimes I do, at least for a little bit. You know what I mean? Because if someone, like, does something horrible, obviously you can't just poof, let it go. Like, we all wish it worked that way. We all do. I'm not alone. I am not the only person who wishes that worked that way. I just feel like, like, as I said, a lot of things have happened in the past. I don't know where I was going with that, but as I said, a lot of things happened in the past, and I need to focus on the present and the future. I need to build a good path for my future, and none of what happened in the past to cause me to hold grudges is going to matter now or especially in the future. Yes, it's hard to realize that, but eventually you'll realize that. And if I could give any piece of advice, I would say that, like, dude, like, you gotta heal, and don't expect to heal overnight. Don't expect to heal in a day, okay? Like, we all wish that it worked like that. Like, we just wish that, poof, we could just snap our fingers and every little thing would be gone. But things happen. It's life, man. Life is a roller coaster. But life is as hard as you make it. And one of my boyfriend's family members told me that, and I thought about that, and I was like, no, I totally agree. Life is as hard as you make it. The next assumption is that I vape. Obviously, I do. Okay? Like, I do. I'm not even gonna lie to you guys. I do. Okay? But my thing is that thankfully I was not peer pressured into it. It was a choice I made on my own, and I'm 17 years old. And yes, my parents already know about it. They don't support it, but they know about it. And my thing is that I wish I didn't start, because it's not financially good, because obviously you're spending money on, when they get burnt. But also at the same time, like, my thing is, it helps with my withdrawals, which eventually I'll tell my whole story on that one day. But let's just say it helps my withdrawals, which is true. That's why I do it. It's not like I do it to be cool. It's not cool. It's something I do to personally help myself. So the next assumption, I have a feeling that I know who sent this in, because I post a lot on my Snapchat. And it's that I only listen to Eminem, which is definitely not true. I like definitely a variety of music. I especially like the old Eminem, which I listen to especially, and it kind of helps me get my feelings out. But as I said, I listen to other music. Okay, like, there's a variety of artists, a variety of styles I listen to, like rock, rap, pop, hip hop, and a few other things that my brain is not computing. Okay, like, it's not computing today. Being realistic, when does it ever compute? But I definitely don't only listen to Eminem. So the next assumption is about my suspension, and it's that I don't regret getting suspended. And I'm proud of it. I'm definitely not proud of having a suspension record. Okay, like, I'm not proud of it. To say I regret it, yeah, I do. But like, that 10%, like, part of me kind of doesn't, for some reason. I couldn't even tell you why, but yeah, I do regret it, and I'm not proud of it. I don't want to, get in trouble at school. Like, that's not my goal. I want to graduate high school. I want to become an EMT. I want to move out, get married, start a family. I'm not here because, I'm not doing this because, I want to get in trouble. I don't want to be that type of kid. You know what I mean? I don't. I used to be a badass child. Okay, like, I used to be a bad child, between sneaking out and a whole bunch of other things. I've definitely changed, and I want to keep changing for the better, which is what I'm currently working on. I've been working on, okay? So I definitely, my suspension wasn't planned. It's not something I'm proud of. Things happen. As I said, life is a roller coaster. Things do happen. They're going to happen, absolutely. Obviously, it wasn't planned. And no, I'm definitely not surprised that this day would come. I'm really not surprised. But also at the same time, I'm not proud of myself. I'm not. And if you guys don't know why I got suspended, it'll be in my next Makeup and Tea Time episode, which it's now the 22nd, because I'm filming this at 1 o'clock in the morning. So I should probably film that video and get it out before the 28th. Now that I'm thinking about it, I just feel like, we all make a lot of mistakes, but the thing about making mistakes is you gotta learn from it. You can't just make a mistake and then be like, oh yeah, I made a mistake, whatever. You gotta learn from it. You gotta take notes from it. I did what I did. Okay? I did what I did, and I take full responsibility for what I did. Okay? I take literally full responsibility. And I definitely learned from my mistake. And yeah, as I said, you just gotta learn from your mistakes, man. You have to. So the next assumption is that I'm in my I don't give a fuck era. And part of me is, part of me isn't. So I really don't know how to answer this assumption. I just feel like, I've stopped kind of caring, but not about everything. There are things I care about, like the people I love, the job I want to do, helping people, helping animals. There's a bunch of things I definitely care about. So, I don't know. I feel like it's more of a 20-80. 20% of me doesn't care. The 80% of me is trying to heal. I'm more in my healing era than anything. Not I know I'm bringing up healing a lot, But that's what's going on. And as I said, I'm going to be realistic. Like, yeah, traumatic things have been happening, and especially the past few years, the trauma I went through only got worse. So I only think it's right for me to heal, to move on completely. Which, as I said, I've been doing amazing moving on from everything, okay? Like, that's what I don't give a fuck about, is what happened in the past. What I do care about is everything and everyone I have now, and how I'm going to make my future, what I'm going to do in my future. So, yes, I'm more in my healing era than the I don't give a fuck era. The next assumption is kind of random, but it's that I'm flexible. I've been trying to work on my flexibility between me doing pole and then tumbling and everything. I'm not that flexible, definitely. Like, between me doing pole and tumbling and everything, like, I work on my flexibility because, you know, with pole, like, obviously, like, you want your moves to look pretty, you know, like, I don't even know how to explain it. You want your moves to look pretty, and I feel like it looks especially prettier when, you know, like, you have that flexibility. But also at the same time, another thing about that is the flow. The next assumption is that I'm not a virgin. I already answered this in my previous answering assumptions video, but no. And I lost it to the wrong person. So if I could give you guys any advice about losing your virginity, wait. The next assumption is that I'm 15. I am not 15. I was born in 2007. My birthday is January 16th. I just turned 17 less than 2 months ago. I am not 15. I am not. In less than a year, it's crazy to think, but in less than a year, I'll be a legal adult. That's fucking wild to think about, actually. That's scary. You know, it's always funny because, you know, like, speaking, like, watching other people's experiences. I can't say speaking for other people, but watching others' experiences, everyone says that they want to grow up and be an adult. Being an adult is not fun. Between bills, money, troubles that can happen, work. Like, obviously, the way I said work probably makes you guys think that I don't want a job. Truth is, I do want a job. I could file for Social Security disability because I do have a disability, but I'm not going to. I'm not going to live off of this system. Like, I'm not saying that it's not okay to file for disability. It is absolutely okay. There is absolutely nothing wrong with that. There's absolutely nothing wrong with who anyone is. But I know that I can work. And so that's what I'm going to do, is I'm going to work. I feel like I got off track. I don't even remember what the assumption is. Oh yeah, that I was 15. But yeah, as I was saying, I'm 17. The next assumption is that I don't want to settle down one day. That is definitely not true. As I said, like, when I was answering, like, the other assumptions in this video, I do want to get married. I do want to start a family, but with the right person. And I thought I was with the right person. I wasn't, but I'm glad. Because I didn't deserve what I fucking went through, okay? I did not fucking deserve that shit. I really didn't. Now, I got someone who treats me like an absolute queen. Hey, he's great. His family's fucking great. You know, like, it's a healthy relationship. It truly is very healthy. It genuinely is. And I definitely am starting to feel like he's the one. No, I know he's the one. I've known that he's the one. And this is either going to be the one that I do settle down with, or this is going to be my absolute biggest heartbreak. So the next assumption is that I broke up with him. No, he broke up with me, but I'm so glad that happened. I cannot be happier that happened. And I'm not going to sit here and shit talk, okay? Like, I'm not talking shit. I'm just saying I'm glad it happened because that relationship did not work out. Everything happens for a reason. Now, I'm happier. So this is the second to last one, but it's that my parents don't care what I do, and that is not true. Both of my parents told me that they're my parent before they're my friend, which that's how I'm going to be when I have kids, you know what I mean? You can't just not discipline your kids. Like, you got to teach your kids right from wrong. It's plain and simple, and I've seen a lot of parents that don't do that. My parents do care about what I do. You know, they don't let me wander the streets, do drugs, when I got suspended, all that happened. They cared. So it's not that they don't care what I do. My parents do care. They do care. They support me. They do care. So the last assumption is that my boyfriend doesn't like the fact that I pole dance, which is not true. It's not true. He supports me and whatever I do. And here's the thing. Pole dancing isn't always related to stripping. That's a fucking stereotype and a half. Pole dancing is a form of dancing, and it's just the type of dancing that they use at strip clubs. And there's nothing wrong with doing that type of work. Personally, it's not for me. I do pole for exercise and for expressing myself and getting all of my feelings out. And that's why I do it. My boyfriend, doesn't care. It's not like I'm shaking my ass or something for other guys. Because I'd say my strongest quality is definitely loyalty. I'm loyal as a motherfucking dog, okay?